next problem. So again, practicing the idea that you have to draw something to probably be the most successful. So we're going to draw a parallelogram, and nobody judges your artwork as long as you can track it. It is helpful if you're a little neater, so take up some space. So QRST is a parallelogram. So we drew a parallelogram with diagonals. So I know I'm going to diagonals. Diagonals that intersect at P. So I know this is P, so I took care of that part. QP, so from Q to P is 3x minus 11. And then PS is 2x plus 9. Now, because this is parallelogram, we know that the diagonals bisect each other. So this one's going to be the same as this one, and this one will be the same as this one. When we get more specific, you'll know that some of the shapes have congruent diagonals, but just parallelogram is not enough information to know that all 4 of these segments are the same. But we do know this one is the same as this one. So this is one of the places that people like to use 180 because they like that number. And again, these are side lengths, not angles. So do not use 180. We're just going to solve this guy. So since these diagonals bisect, these two are congruent. So we're going to do 3x minus 11 equals 2x plus 9 and solve for x. Now again, go back though. When we're done with solving for x, it says find QS. So we have to be careful not to jump on that x answer. So I'm going to move my 2 over. So subtract 2 from both sides. Gives me 1x minus 11 equals 9. Add 11 to both sides. So 1x equals 20. So if x equals 20, the answer is QS, so the whole thing. That means I need to know what this part is and this part is, but they're the same. So pick whichever one you like best if you'd like, or you can do the same thing. Equals whatever. This is the answer to our question. So you're going to plug in that 20 here. So 3 times 20 minus 11 plus 2 times 20 plus 9 equals whatever we need. So 2 times 20 is 40 plus 9 is 49. 49 doubled should be the whole length, but we've got 49 here. And 60 minus 11 should be 49 as well, which works because that means both of them are congruent. So you kind of checked your work to make sure your x is correct. So 49 times 2 is our answer. And so our answer should be 98. So the length of QS is 98. I felt like that one was pretty short, so I'm going to keep going. All right, again, so we're finding the values of x and y. So this one is more, I picked it because you have 2 variables, and I don't want you to panic. That guarantees this quadrilateral is a parallelogram. So to guarantee this quadrilateral is a parallelogram, I know this and this angle are congruent, along with this angle and this angle are congruent. So if I can solve for one, I can use the other one also because these are supplementary. So because I have a number here and here, I can solve supplementary because they're adjacent, and I can solve opposite because we know they're congruent. So you can choose either one. This one's set up pretty easily. The math of one solving doesn't necessarily affect the other because you have this solid whole number. So I'm going to pick the adjacent set here. So that's going to be 125 plus 4x minus 30 equals 180 because adjacent angles are supplementary. So again, supplementary means equal to 180 when you combine. So 125 minus 30. So combining like terms and cleaning up first. So 4x plus 95 equals 180. Subtract 95 from both sides. And you get 4x equals 85. Divide by 4. So you get 21.25 as our answer for x. Now, it doesn't tell me the value of that. So you could solve it this way. Or, again, if I know these are supplementary, if I take the 125 away from 180, you could also note that is going to be 55 left over. So this 4x minus 30 has to equal 55. Because 180 minus the used 125 is going to leave me 55 for this angle up here. So it might be easier for some of you to do it that way. I'm showing you both ways so you can pick which one works best for you. So again, 4x equals 85, so still 21.25. They're both going to give you the same answer. It's just sort of the way your brain works. So I know that x is 21.25. I also know that this angle is going to be 55. In this case, we want to know what the value of x is. So we have a value of x and we're done. So value of y, we know these two are congruent because they're opposite angles. So 5y squared is going to equal 125. When you get the y by itself, so we're going to divide both sides by 5. So 125 divided by 5 is going to be 25. So y squared equals 25 when you take the root, and so y equals 5. This answers the question, but again, remember, this angle is 125, and this angle is going to have to be 55 as well because it's adjacent to this one and or because these two are opposite. And adjacent means these two would equal 180. So adjacent angles, again, are supplementary. Opposite angles are congruent. All right, great job, guys.